Okay. I don't even know if this is gonna work. I've never done this before. I'm out in nature, wilderness, you know. I don't know if this is working. HOCD, what we came here for. Why does it feel so real? Why does it feel like our genuine personal truth? And most of all, why does that lead us to seek more reassurance? Let's dive in because I hate rambling. The reason why it feels so real directly correlates to the level of anxiety you're at beforehand, before you get triggered, or before you begin to overthink or ruminate. I believe Allie Graymond, an OCD specialist on YouTube, touched on this topic, and I don't want to piggyback off of her, but I'm gonna kind of do that, and also add my own perspective because I think what she said totally makes sense. It really does. If you think about it, if you're already anxious, stressed, or tired, and then you see something, well, for me, it would always be on social media, particularly TikTok. It was stressful. That's why I deleted the app completely, which some people think is avoidance, but for me, it honestly kickstarted my healing with HOCD, so I don't know. It's harmful for some, it's helpful for others. But some people get their triggers anywhere, you know, in real life. But I know people my age, I'm 16, usually their triggers are on social media. So, to solve half of that problem, I told you I deleted TikTok. You can always just delete social media. That honestly helped me. I deleted Snapchat. That really wasn't a place I got triggered, but I would just, one, spent too much time on there, and that time could be used to practice mindfulness, which is another key component to healing from OCD. Not all of it, but definitely a huge chunk is being mindful, and I feel like Snapchat, not only is it just a really just stupid app, it also was serving as a huge distraction for me from my from my thoughts. I didn't even realize that was blowing in the camera. So you want to eliminate distractions. The other half was recognizing when I felt stressed, anxious, or tired at the beginning of the day. Right when I woke up, I did a check-in. Sometimes this was done consciously, and sometimes it was just kind of unconscious. How am I feeling? Am I feeling anxious? Am I still feeling tired? I would feel tired even when I got up. I had just gotten like 8 hours of sleep, and I was tired and fatigued because I was stressed. So it kind of goes hand in hand. You know, it's a cycle. It's like you're stressed and you're tired, and you're stressed and you're tired, and you're tired of being stressed, and you're stressed because you're tired. So it's so weird and so confusing at times. I would do a check-in, and if I was stressed, anxious, or tired, I would take my supplements. I don't think I have touched on this, but supplements are huge. And medication. Supplements and medication. For me, supplements are my medication. I'm not totally against pharmaceutical medication at all. Antidepressants, stuff like that. So, where I'm getting at with this, if I was already feeling those negative emotions beforehand, I would take my supplements as usual. And you can only do this with supplements. That's why I'm kind of, I guess, encouraging you to take supplements instead of regular medication, but, you know, you can obviously do what you want and do what works for you. You can stress dose with supplements, which I love. You know, I can always just take more and be fine. With limits, of course, but, you know, it's not dangerous. I could always take more zinc. I could always take more vitamin B6, which are the 2 supplements I'm currently on. Anyway, so I take my supplements. That's the first step. Or that's the other half. If you guys didn't know, vitamin B6 and zinc bind to create our happy hormones, serotonin, dopamine, melatonin, stuff like that, necessary for our well-being and emotional regulation, especially. It's not going to get rid of the intrusive thoughts. Medication, for pharmaceutical medication or supplements, they're not going to get rid of your intrusive thoughts. A lot of people think that going into being prescribed something, they think that it'll get rid of the thoughts. It's not going to, but it will get rid of the initial anxiety and shock, at least it did for me, when you get a thought pop in, and it's less, oh my god, I need to solve this now, and more, it can wait. It can truly wait. So it calms that part down. And this is when the backdoor spike comes in, because as the anxiety starts to lessen, you're anxious about, I don't know why that's tilting. You're anxious about not being anxious. So that's a backdoor spike. And it usually comes in when you're healing somewhat. And this is where people relapse. I can't even tell you how many times I've relapsed, which is really sad. But, oh well, it happens to everyone with OCD, any form of OCD actually. So, backdoor spike comes in. This is a good sign because you fought half the battle, I guess. And it trips people up. Da-da-da-da-da. And now you just have to convince your mind that this whole am I gay, am I not gay is not a threat to your brain, or it should not be a threat to your brain anymore. Meaning that you're choosing, as Ellie Grayman says, I love her, choosing not to ruminate, choosing not to look into it further, choosing not to ignore it but to go towards it, and choosing not to feed into the spiral of rumination. All of that is a choice. As much as I thought it wasn't, and as much as I would have liked to believe it wasn't a choice, it is definitely a choice to ruminate and overthink this. This diminishes the realness of it. We can all be confident in our sexuality. Or let's just use another theme for the sake of it. We can all be confident that our hands are clean, but we're never going to be 100% sure that there's not germs on our hands, or that we're not at least somewhat gay. Like 2% gay, I don't even know. You get the point. You can never be 100% sure of anything. And that's the that's the comforting part of it all. This is really out there. But how do we not know that, this is all fake. This is all an illusion. This is all just a simulation. I told you it was out there, but I'm going to use this example because it is comforting for people. Now, it's not reassuring, but it's comforting to know that going into the uncertainty, we do it every day, just in different avenues. How do I know that I'm not going to get hit by a car and die? I don't know. I don't know anything 100%. I could guess that I'm not, but I'm not 100% sure. It is good to question things. Everything, in fact. But only logically. Because in this case, and with OCD, it's never logical. It's always some weird freaking phobia that doesn't even make sense, So, with that said, the point I really want to drive home, and just to wrap everything up, only trust your intuition. The best advice I could give you is to pay attention to the fear that has credibility, which is intuition. That's the definition of intuition. Fear without credibility is anxiety, and anxiety is always unnecessary. It's always unnecessary. There's no reason for it. Unless you're being chased by a wild bear. All bears are wild. A bear, you don't need it. You don't need, oh my god, what if? You don't need that in the back of your mind. You don't need to be in fight or flight. One of my favorite books by Gavin de Becker, The Gift of Fear, talks about this. I'll probably link the PDF down below, just because it's a good book to have in general, but totally not sponsored at all. I wish. Wow. But, yeah. So, trust your gut. Always with OCD. I feel like that's what happens before it even develops. You're already on that path, and then something interrupts and you pay too much attention to that intrusive thought or urge or feeling, and boom, you have HOCD and it never goes away. And it's really sucky. That's all I wanted to talk about, I'm pretty sure. Feel free to contact me through email or through my Instagram. Like I said, I'm a teenager, I'm 16. So if you're young like me, I'm not a doctor, obviously, but I can definitely help you. And I'm happy to do it. I love doing it. So never feel uncomfortable to reach out. And I'll see you in the next one.